Hi everybody, I've published this document today. I know it's a Sunday and I'm not expecting anybody to read it today, but I've published this document. It's an expansion on the other documents I've already published in relation to what's called the Agentic AI system. This is Google Gemini and what it can do. So what I've done in this document is to put more meat on the bone. I've put more content in as to how I see us using the Agentic AI system to transform our delivery of all of the member benefits, the protocols, all of the other benefits, the freedom plan, the sovereign nation. I've just recorded a video on that, by the way. I'm putting it up on the Telegram channel during the afternoon. So this plan, which I really want everyone to read, get their head round it. I'm not going to go into huge detail on this video. I just want to outline the big, broad strokes of this vision that I have. I have been looking into the capability of the Agentic AI system for some time. It does hugely more than I ever dreamed that you could get an AI system to do. I now understand why every CEO of every Fortune 500 company is predicting at least 60% reduction in the workforce. AI will take all those jobs across the world. Now, how is that possible? It's because of the comprehension of what AI can do. Then you start to realize that this is how these 60% of the workforce are going to lose their jobs, because AI can pretty much do what everybody is currently doing. It pretty much can do everything. But there are some exceptions, but anything that is based on computer, working on a computer in any way whatsoever, AI can do that if it's programmed to follow those functions. Now, as I've mentioned on in the previous video, and as I've mentioned in our meetings, I want to use AI to be able to free up our time, get more done for the benefit of our members, free up our time, do it more efficiently, because when everybody's recouping their signature credit, their abandoned signature credit, then the motivation to want to spend 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, however many hours people are putting in per day now, is going to be diminished. So I want to be super efficient, use AI as much as it can be used to deliver to our members, give us all an enhanced lifestyle so that we can all go and do what we want to do with abundance through signature credit recoupment, still deliver to the members and not have to be sitting at our computers for up to 8 hours a day. I'm going to carry on probably doing it because I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but I'm not asking you to sit there for 8 hours a day. If you imagine you've got signature credit recoupment coming in, you're no longer going to be relying on the invoice, but I want you to still be delivering to the members. I want to use AI to be able to deliver to the members, give you more time to do what you want to do, whatever that might be, whilst we're still delivering to the members. Now, in this document, what I've done is I've taken a very, very high level look, because as you know, I'm a macro strategist. I see the big picture, I then look at the problems and I come up with the solutions. That's what I'm doing on the 𝐻𝐴𝐵 protocols. That's what I've done in signature credit recoupment. That's what I've done all through my career, is looked at the problem and then come up with a solution for the problem. Now, in a nutshell, the problem that we all suffer from, including me, is that we don't use best practice. We don't use the most efficient way of getting the job done. We use what we know. We do what we know. How we do things is based on what we already know and based on our experiences. It may or may not be, and quite often it isn't, best practice. The best possible way that's available. Often we're not applying that in what we're doing and how we're doing it. Quite often what we're doing is quite manual. There's a lot of manual work going on. There's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of management time. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of all kinds of stuff going on. But overridingly, including me, we do not always use the best way of doing something to get the job done. We often do things the way we like doing them, the way we know how to do them, and that often isn't the best way to get the job done. So in this plan, when you go through it, basically, if you can imagine a world where everything that you're being asked to do is you've now got a coach, which is Google Gemini, which you can ask it based on the plan that you've been given. How do I do this? What's the best way of getting this done? That is a major benefit of the Google Gemini Agentic AI system, because it becomes your coach. We've all agreed on previous meetings that we'd all like a coach to show us the best way to get the job done. Let's imagine that we can join everybody's projects together. So everybody who's working in the organisation is all joined together by the Agentic AI system. Everything we're doing is mapped out. Everything that we are trying to achieve for our members, there's a plan. The Agentic AI system knows what the plan is. It knows the big plan. It knows all the individual plans, and everyone who's using the system is following that plan, whether it's an individual plan, which is part of the bigger plan, right? So everything that is going on is basically, and I've just seen a spelling error there, it's basically plugged into the AI agentic system. So there's a lot of plans that need to be written. There's a plan for every project, there's a plan for every protocol, and then those are loaded up into the Agentic AI system, and then the system can coach the people that are delivering against those plans. If you're in project management, if you're in marketing, if you're in consultancy, if you're in banking, whatever you're in, if you're in tax filings, there will be a plan, and the AI agentic system will be able to help you to get the job done much quicker. But it's not just about a coaching system. It's a much, much bigger system than that. What I want to develop here is a system where everybody's activities are fed into the agentic system. So it can calculate whether we're on course with all of our projects, whether we're off course with them. If we're off course, how do we get back on course? It will know all of those things. It will help us individually to be able to deliver, and it will also feed all that information up to Angela, who will be having a dashboard to see what's going on across the board, to be able to make everything more visible. And the main benefit of this is there are three main benefits. Number one is it's our coach. It's showing us how to get the job done in less time, more efficiently, and getting the benefits to the members, which is obviously what we all want. The second main benefit of the Agentic system is that it's joining all the information together so that everything can be recorded and can be managed centrally, so that we can all work efficiently. But the other benefit of it, and I think it's a huge benefit, is that we can deliver multiple projects in parallel, as opposed to a few projects getting delivered that can take longer than the membership wants. So we can deliver multiple projects in parallel by using this system. And I've detailed it in this document as to how all that works. Simultaneous project delivery is what I really want, so that if we want to launch a series of protocols all at the same time, historically we would deliver one thing and then start working on the next thing and then start working on the next thing in series, and I want to do it in parallel. So basically delivering in parallel, projects in parallel being delivered, and being delivered faster, much faster than we've ever delivered projects before. That, in a nutshell, is the overall benefit for the members, who will be able to access the protocols faster. Everything they need will be able to be delivered to them much quicker than the way that we've been historically delivering. It's all made possible through the Agentic network, and it's all explained in here. There's nothing that in this vision of mine that I've got and put in this document that isn't possible. It's not like in development. The Agentic system can do everything that I've described in this document, and it can do it now. We just need to put it together. Now, in terms of the way that projects get delivered, it will start with a plan. The plan then is created. I have the macro plan. Angela writes the detailed plan for everything we're doing, whether it is in marketing, whether it is in consultancy, whether it's in projects, whether it's in financing, whether it's in trust, whether it's in tax recruitment. No matter what it's in, there will be a plan, and the Agentic system will know what the plan is. Then you take the people who are delivering against that plan, and they are working with the Agentic AI system to be their coach to get it job done. If you're in development, rather than working on different aspects of plan, if you're a developer, you know, in the IT area, then you'll be working on a project by project. It's all described in here how it works, and it's going to free up a lot of management time, and the management. The current management structure can then be deployed, and I'm looking at Manal. As you'll see, Manal is quite a big feature in this plan. We'll be able to develop and deliver individual AI agents that will be able to deliver a whole range of things. Like I've just got to the section here. So things like the mortgage foreclosure agent, to know what to do in every scenario, so that the users of this system, this AI agent, can deliver all the documents back to our members that are involved in mortgage foreclosures. Same for the council tax agent. We can have an AI marketing agent that does a lot of marketing work for us. Sales consultancy. Some people want a physical meeting with one of our consultants. Others will just go on and have an avatar presentation on what it is they want from the protocols, the questions, the etc. and answers that they're seeking in relation to the meeting that they could have had with a physical consultant, but maybe it's the wrong time for them. They just want to have a consultancy meeting with an avatar. And you might think it's crazy, but a lot of companies are using avatars as opposed to consultants. I'm not saying we don't need consultants, we do, but this is how we scale up. If we're going to recruit 500,000 members, in the next few years, we can't do that with a handful of consultants having individual meetings. We've got to be able to scale it up. Social media, an agent for that, to manage social media posts, to manage all of the content and putting it out live, etc., etc. Even things like operational KPIs. All of the KPIs in marketing, in sales, in fulfillment, in banking, and everything can all be collected by an agent that can look into our platform, collect all the data and deliver it up to Angela to look at, all on one dashboard. Even the 𝐒𝐜𝐴𝐺 program that I've been working on for a long time, the A through Z review of that, is it all doing what I want it to do? Even that can be made into an AI agent. So rather than Manal spending a lot of his time helping the developers with their projects, the AI agent will help them with their projects. They'll all be given individual projects to work on. The AI agent will be their coach, as I have proven with Praveen. It works because we turned 4 individual projects that I gave him on Monday of last week, and by Friday all 4 were delivered, which ordinarily would have taken a month, and there would have been a lot of toing and froing, and Manal would have got involved in how Praveen, that's the guy who's been working on the 𝐒𝐜𝐴𝐺 project, how he would have delivered against my objectives. But there was no Manal. Manal was away last week, so we were able to deliver 4 projects within the 𝐒𝐜𝐴𝐺 area within 1 week, with no involvement from Manal. And it was all done through, I wrote a plan, Praveen loaded that plan into the Google Gemini system. He then worked against the plan to deliver the plan. He asked Google Gemini what he needed to do, how he needed to do it, and it even wrote most of the code that Praveen needed to put into the platform to get those 4 projects delivered in 1 week. As I said, that ordinarily would have taken a month. There would have been a huge amount of time investment from Manal in helping Praveen on what to do and how to do it, but there was no involvement from Manal whatsoever. So if we take that and say that each developer and each project manager's got their plan, they use Google Gemini as their coach, They can even get Google Gemini to do a lot of the work for them, because it can do that as well. If you're in development, you can write the code for you. And then what happens is that Manal's time is freed up. He can then work on the delivery of these AI agents here, which is going to accelerate the delivery of all of these things for our membership. And Zach, for example, rather than Zach spending time on tickets, he can spend time on projects, as like Mel and Anna and other project managers that we're bringing in. And the agent, the Agentic system can manage all the tickets. Once the tickets have been put in there, the agent system can look at what the problem is, can go back to the developer that was working on that project and correct the issue. So we don't need manual Scrum meetings, we don't need manual tickets and follow-ups, we don't need a lot of the things that how we're doing it now. With the introduction of the Agentic system, it's going to transform our productivity, our efficiency, and it's going to enable us to work more on the delivery of our protocols and our freedom plan, rather than working in it. That is the major, big, high-level benefit of this. More work on it than work in it. Get Agentic AI to work in it more, and we work on it to deliver more to our members. It's all in this document. Forgive the spelling errors. I will correct that, because I don't like my name spelled like that. And then hopefully there'll be some questions, which we'll review on our meeting tomorrow. If you're able to watch this before our meeting, it would be helpful. Thanks for watching.